It's different for sure. I mean, this time of year at Worcester, we're not even outside yet. We're still in the gymnasium. But, it's great being able to throw outside in not 35-degree weather. So, yeah, it's great.
How have you seen yourself improve start of the season, your first appearance to now?
I just think realizing it's the same game, and with a defense like that behind you, you just got to fill it up and let them do their thing. So I mean, just continuing to grow from every outing, take the good and the bad, and then just continue to grow a strong mindset going into each next game.
I think that was your longest appearance yet, right? Over 2 innings.
I believe so. Yes. Yeah.
Anything different about today? Just more efficient, maybe?
Just kind of like the same thing. I mean, fill up the zone, get ground balls, and it's like I start walking to the dugout before the plays even finish, just because I know they're going to make that play.
What have you learned from Chase? You guys are, similar stature, maybe pitch the same way in some respects.
Yeah, I mean, I look up to him a lot. It's since day one, he's kind of been an older brother here in a sense, and learn from him. He's got way more experience than I do, so I mean, I'm watching him closer than anyone when he's out there throwing. So, yeah.
You guys play catch together too, right?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
What are some things that you guys sort of do, teach each other, when you sort of learn from him through that?
Just everything. I mean, the way he goes about his business is really impressive, and playing catch with him, you gotta step it up in a sense. You're not sailing the ball over his head. It's great. I mean, being able to see, it's different catching a ball from someone than watching them. So you can learn a lot from it in that sense.
Just you guys as a staff limiting damage this weekend, that was kind of a common theme. There wasn't really the big, huge inning from Missouri. Just how do you guys think you handled, the first weekend of the SEC against some of these hitters, but not letting it get too out of control?
Yeah, I think everyone did amazing, like you said, limiting damage when there was runners on. Everyone from the bullpen, no matter starters or anyone, just came in and did their job, fill up that zone, get ahead, and continue to pitch, and then finish them off at that point.
What's kind of the background on how Coach discovered you and recruited you here?
It was I reopened up late, and then as soon as I saw that phone call from him, it was, well, yeah, let's do it. And then a short time later, came on a visit, and then knew this was home.
Had you been to Louisiana before?
No, I was the first.
Did you think you'd end up down here?
What's that?
Did you think you'd end up down here?
I mean, after that visit, it felt like home away from home. I knew it right after.
How much easier is it to pitch when it's not 35 degrees in the middle of March?
You can feel your hands. That probably helps a little bit. It's feel better on your body for sure. I remember high school games, you're on a bike in between innings just trying to stay warm in any sense, so it's definitely easier for sure.
Have you seen your velo tick up because of it?
Not really paying attention to that, but I just think getting stronger and then just learn how to pitch more helps with that sense.
I think Coach said he expects you to be up there in terms of most appearances on the team. So how do you prepare for that each week, that workload and, responsibility?
Just staying on top of things. I feel like we have, the best strength coach and trainer in the country, and just using those resources that you have, again, the training room, just hammer and sleep and whatnot.
What adjustments are you looking to make next time you step out onto the mound?
Just continue to fill up that zone. I feel like that's, the common theme is just fill up that zone and let that defense make plays behind you.
In terms of filling up the zone, what have you sort of done to sort of help yourself do that more consistently?
Just keep growing my mindset. Coming here, it's realizing that it's the same game I've been playing since I was 5 years old. So just, continuing to remember that and then just stay locked in for those however many pitches I'm out there.
Looking to add any pitches to your arsenal?
Always working, yeah. It's always trying to find something to improve, and whether that's add a new pitch or continue to lock down those ones I have, work on that.
You're working on a changeup?
Always, yep.
Is there a story behind your name?
Yes, it's not the Top Gun story, but there's a story behind it.
Can you share it? Or?
It's kind of sad. I mean, yeah.
Okay. Ethan, what was that moment like with your dad on, was it Friday? Yeah, what was that? What was that like?
It's unreal. I've got a special place in my heart for veterans, obviously, considering my dad's a veteran. just knowing that he's risked his life for me to be able to play baseball and go about my daily life as a free citizen. I mean, just even hearing some of the things he's done for all of us in here gets me pretty emotional. I'm sure as y'all can tell right now. He will always hold a special place in my heart because of what he's done for me and then everyone in this room and everyone on the planet.
Did you know that he was going to be honored?
I did. I actually had to help set it up. He did it last year as well, so I kind of found out about it, and then I've done it every year since, and I'm so thankful that it's a thing because I know it makes him just as happy as it makes me.
Just for, I guess, the offense today, you guys did a little bit of everything in terms of just consistently getting on base, and just, a home run in there, you had a couple extra base hits, just all the different ways you guys have been able to show that you can score. How important is that, I guess, to establish for everything conference play?
I mean, I think it's probably the most important thing in an offense in college baseball, especially in the Southeastern Conference. You can win a lot of different games playing a lot of different ways. You know, you can win by a blowout or you can win by one. Just shows that we can't be narrowed down to one way of winning. Very dimensional. You know, we can play small ball or we can go deep with the rest of the country. So I think it's huge for us to know that we can do that and to continue to work at doing it.
Just one of the themes of the season here early, at least in the field, has been just constant rotation of guys. And you know, it might not be your opportunity every single day, but when you do, you make the most of it. Kind of good. Just how has that preparation been for you this season, and just obviously taking advantage of the opportunities that you do get?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're very loaded talent-wise. Got a lot of guys that could play, you know, every other school in the nation and play every day, and yet some of us here we are playing every other day. You never hear any of us complain about it. You know, just ready to step up when we're needed. Coach Johnson says a lot about knowing your role and just be ready to go when your name's called upon. Just continuing to support everybody too. You know, the guy that's playing over me today, he's gonna hear everything from me. I'm gonna support him because that's his job for that day, and that's my job for the day too. So just knowing that we're loaded and a lot of guys can find a lot of ways to help this team win.
You got to face a righty for a couple of bats today. What was that sort of like?
I mean, we have so many righties on this team that I faced a lot during the fall and even the spring intersquads here, but it's a little weird just getting back into it. But I mean, it's just the same old baseball, so it's fun.
On the singles, I guess what were you sort of looking for? What'd you end up getting, I guess?
Yeah, wasn't really looking for anything, just a pitch I could hit hard. I mean, I got in two strike counts, and I just looked to foul off pitches that weren't mine and then just try to do the best I can with what I got.
You guys were Glenn asked
no, go ahead.
Okay. Glenn asked about this earlier, just your guys' response every time Missouri seemed to try to get back in the game. Immediately, seems like that same inning, score a couple of runs.
Yeah.
What do you think allows you to succeed in those situations?
Just worrying with the present, even if we're down like we were to Nebraska, you find a way to come back and actually put up some runs and never put yourself under the gun where it's too late. We got a lot of ways, like we were talking about, we got a lot of ways we can win. To utilize all of them is an unreal thing and actually do it every game like we have been.
What's it like being friends and teammates with other guys in your situation who are competing with each other, for playing time? How does that work?
I feel like a lot of other schools, you might lose friends because of the situations that we have going on here playing time-wise, but, I mean, you walk in the locker room and you never know who's playing and who isn't playing. A lot of us are close. It's never going to change how I talk to any other guy that might play over me one day. Just continuing to support them, whether they're playing over me or whether I'm playing over them. That's how we go about it. So.
And how do you find out, like, when you're going to start? Is it just look at the card?
Yeah, whenever it gets posted is when we know. So.
He doesn't tell you like the day before sometimes? You just got to be ready all the time.
It's his thing is, you got to stay ready to play, and that's how we're going to help the team win. And if that's my job for the day, then that's going to be my job.
What's up with the thumbs up?
It's just kind of a little thing between the team, a little positivity type thing. So.
Is that who sort of came up with the idea? Like, what's the origin story there for both?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm late on this one. I found out like 2 weeks after everybody was doing it. Had to ask about it 2 weeks in the season. I was like, why are we doing that? So I couldn't tell you the true story on it. So.
Okay.
Who told you? Like who?
I think Josh had hit a double, and I asked his little brother John.
Okay.
And John had kind of filled me in, but it was during a big game, so words might have gotten passed around that, but it's a good thing for positivity, and I love to see this team doing it. So.
How does it feel to be ahead of the 8 ball? 3-0 in conference play versus last year. You guys were trying to fight to get back to 500 the whole year.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely helps you a lot, but when you're playing here, it makes a lot of games easier. Coach Johnson talks about staying ahead of the game. You know, we're worried about tomorrow, not today. As the game's already over, we're not worried about yesterday or Friday. Looking for the next game or the next practice, and that's kind of how you stay on. It's just not worrying about yesterday.
This seems like a pretty loose team. You guys like to have a lot of fun. Who do you think? Who's sort of like the catalyst of fun on this team?
There's a lot of them. Derek Currio, Jake Brown, Josh, Bear, Steve. I mean, it's the entire team pretty much. You know, we all feed off each other energy-wise. So when one guy gets going, you know, it's the rest of us, and it's hard to stop it. So.
You're making the most out of your opportunities. What to you is the most important factor in kind of having that mentality going to the plate?
Just doing the best I can. You know, I mean, it's easier said than done sometimes, but I mean, when your goal is up there, go up there and hit the ball hard. It's kind of what you're trying to do. You know, not make it more important than what it needs to be. You know, not trying to do too much for what's the situation to call upon you is also another thing. Game speeds up if you try to get outside of yourself. So.
Did you do anything for your birthday yesterday?
Had dinner with my parents and some other family members that are in town, and I went to bed. So, yeah.
How long before the game does Jay give you all the lineup?
I mean, it varies. Sometimes it's before BP, sometimes it's during BP. I don't know if there's a rhyme or reason, but.
So usually you only got like 2 hours?
Yeah. I mean, I guess whenever it gets posted. So.
Is it encouraging to see you guys putting up these runs in, you know, the variety of ways versus last year? You know, maybe it was, you know, live or die by the power at times, it seems like.
I mean, to me, I love to see it. You know, when we can go hit 3 or 4 homers a game, and then the next game we can put 3 or 4 bunts down and still beat a team by 6. You know, it's a great thing to see, knowing that we're not one-dimensional. I mean, like a power team in today's wind. I mean, good luck. I mean, y'all saw how much the ball was moving, so knowing that we can do the hit and runs, we can bunt. You know, if it was needed and called upon, that we can do it. I mean, it says who knows how many things about what this team could possibly do. So
it's kind of like, you know, you get to the park, you see how the wind is moving, you know, whatever the conditions are.
Yeah.
You guys kind of have a team approach as to how you're going to put up runs on that particular day, or what's that like? I
mean, I wouldn't say it changes depending on the wind. You know, it's just like an example. Wind could be blowing out. I'm sure we could still put up 2 or 3 bunts down. It's kind of the way this offense was groomed from the fall and the spring in our squads, is just to be prepared to do anything. Whether, I mean, Bear's never bunted, but I'm sure if it called upon and it was needed, then I'm sure he'd be ready to do it. So.
2 more for Ethan.
What do you think allows Derek Curriel to see the ball so well out of the hand?
He's such a loose guy. He's pretty loose going. He's in the moment. So I mean, nothing really speeds him up. He just goes out and play the game like we were little kids again. So.
What's your favorite thing about the team? 21, whatever it is, games now.
Man, the energy. You know, we lost a pretty big game early on, and I mean, you would never know, even the next day. We were down early and in a bunch of games, you know, down 5-0, and after, you know, while we're in the dugout and looking at the people who are playing, you would never know. You know, we're playing the same way no matter what. Could be up 10-0, and again, you would never know. There's just a lot of ways that we could do a certain game, or we could win by 1 or win by 10. We're not limited to anything at all, and that's what I've loved actually a lot.